think a beautiful climate resilient future looks like one to me where everyone is able to live safely and comfortably, and that there's equality in terms of access to resources, and you don't have parts of the planet where you're more likely to be flooded or not, and you have this inequality. So I think for me there's something around inclusivity and involving people in the future to get there. I think we can also learn a lot from bringing in art and creativity and thinking outside the box when it comes to these, because I think innovation comes when we're in those mindsets. And there's also something about being brave and being bold and being able to make the choices that we think are not possible and working ourselves towards that, and that's about working together as well.
I think the answer is becoming part of the ecosystem again as human beings, because we forget we are actually part of nature itself, and we only can get there if we start collaborating again with nature. We don't see it as a free object anymore, but actually work together in symbiosis.
Most of the solutions imply that we improve life for citizens, for persons, for animals. So in general, it's always the question on how do we want to live? And the answers that climate positive or also the solutions we have seen today around the European Bauhaus imply is that we want to improve life. And by doing so, we even do something good for the climate. And I think that's the most beautiful thing.
And the beauty at the end, I think, is also about a more open public space, which is really accessible for almost all people, you know. Not only citizens, but also temporary citizens who have a much more fluent society, I expect, in the future. So that would be a beauty to, you know, have this flow in the city, have it inclusive and allow for all different cultures also to live together.
We have to think about the word sustainable, resilience and beauty. And when we talk about sustainability, the most sustainable behavior is not using resources. So how can we actually decrease our impact, how can we decrease our effect on nature? So if we talk about resilience, it's about existing systems. How can we make sure that the systems we are establishing right now are going to be resilient in the near future? And I'm not talking about 15 or 20 years, I'm talking about 5, 10 years in. Because if we look at the figures, we're going to face a situation by the end of 2030 where we have a huge increase of natural catastrophes or climate-made catastrophes. So when we talk about beauty, then we have to think, and that is something where design really is important, because design has the power to create from a need a want. And we have to create and use beauty in a way that actually people are willing to go the step for using less, acting more resilient, and live in a more sustainable manner.